Hello, Bl'Artagnan here, with Perfect Size, the Yuri intersecting Will's Lufenia Plus fight. We're bringing a team of Kuja, Kais, and Queen. A lot of cuss sounds. Anyway, before we get too deep into it, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, ring that notification bell, and leave a comment down below with your thoughts on the fight, your thoughts on Yuri, your thoughts on the story, the cutscenes. I want to hear what you have to say. So, we are once again having a fight where the threat level is not overwhelmingly high. I think it's definitely more threatening, I found, than the Gilgamesh fight, by a long shot, but that was not a low bar to clear. So we got a Holy Orb here. It's actually kind of an interesting orb, because you have to deal 200,000 HP damage and Holy damage, in a turn, and that'll reset the orb, basically. Which doesn't seem like that tall an order, but the thing is, player actions tick the orb down by 2, so I found that with certain teams that could make setup a little bit tricky. That being said, the orb attack isn't very dangerous. It's just like a basic Brave HP attack, and then it does a bunch of like Doom-style break effect stuff that is a hassle, I guess. But folks are saying, you just bring like a set circle or whatever and kind of turn it off and it's not even a problem. So that's whatever. The most interesting thing about this fight is these skeletons. Actually, I kind of like this mechanic. Getting real set up with our debuffs and stuff. Because what happens is the boss at the thresholds, the 50, 80, and 30% thresholds, I don't know why I said it in that order, summons these little skeleton dudes. Haven't seen them outside of trash mobs for a while. And they do Bloodsword Plus, which is actually a potentially dangerous Brave HP attack. And while they're up, the boss can't take damage. So, you gotta kill them. And I kind of like that. Forces you to interact with the mobs, but also, like, it doesn't feel like as bullshit as the White Priest Ghost, because at the very least, the boss in the middle is still targetable. Both in terms of you can apply debuffs to him, and you can still tick up the orb while the skeletons are out, because damage to them counts for the orb. So, like, it doesn't feel like you're being, like cheesed or anything like that. Speaking of cheesing things, the reason I brought this team was, Kuja, obviously, Holy Enchanter, plus he can do this. Watch that. Watch that! Woo! Yeah, that's a lot of damage, I like that. And I also felt like I need to justify greeting him. Finally, he finally has use outside of kind of arbitrary meme teams. Kais, of course, is great here because single target. This is a weird fight because it's both single target and 2 target, and it alternates between them. And so Kais is nice because he takes an AoE damage dealer like Kuja and lets him do good single target damage too. Well, good single target damage on the LD, of course, but lets him, do good single target damage here too because of all the launches, plus the HP cap up from him and Queen, and then Queen is just here because, Queen's good, and I'm having a ton of fun using her in C90, so that's kind of cool. So here I realized I was curious to know whether the skeletons would summon in burst and summon phase, because sometimes, they do that thing where, like, threshold stuff doesn't trigger until after the burst or summon. And the answer is, yeah, no, they appear midway through. So, that was a discovery. It's a little mildly annoying because it meant that I didn't apply the Holy Imperil because I wasn't kind of planning ahead for that, but I don't think it's going to be a tremendous issue with these little doofuses. Yeah, no, that's not going to be a problem. There we go, some good damage. But beyond that, like, the boss doesn't really hit you with scary HP attacks, unless, of course, its Brave is super high. So that's nothing to worry about. Really, I think the scariest part about this fight is, in theory, the skeletons can mess you up. I've had them double target with Bloodsword Plus. Oh, the boss also does this interesting thing called Puppetry, where I think every 3 breaks it takes or so, it's every 3 breaks it takes, it'll automatically warp the skeleton's turns to that go next. And that is potentially quite a problem, because, Bloodsword Plus, not like, unsolvable, like, oh wow, this is bullshit. Just like, it's nice to have mechanics in the fight where you have to be like, hey, careful, otherwise they'll mess you up. You love to see stuff like that. Let me tell you, the only thing I think better than hitting a big, like, batteried Kuja LD on a single target is doing it when you have 2 HP Captain supports and Kais. Why use an HP Captain support? Because man, that is a lot of single target damage on a button. It feels good. What am I talking about? You know, Machina, right? But no, something like Kuja's LD feels very satisfying. I like to use it. Similar to Ultima. Basically, Kuja feels good to use. I don't think he's especially like powerful, but just look at this. Look at it. Ultima looks so cool. Anyway, yeah. This almost feels like it's more of the Kuja / Aiko intersecting wheels, because Yuri sadly isn't looking too impressive for what I'm hearing from folks, which is a shame. He deserves some more time in the spotlight. But oh yeah, one other thing: the boss becomes undelayable and well undeletable. You know, his turns become kind of absolute with the frame turns while the skeletons are up. So Keistis is probably pretty good there, but whatever. Yeah. She got her C90, so that's kind of neat, I suppose. So at this point, the skeletons are gone for the last time, and we are just going to blow this dude the frig up. I'm going to hit him with that last LD. And at this point, you know, we've used the burst phase. We're doing the usual stuff, hitting them, realizing there are many buttons I haven't actually pressed, stalling out for the break. Let's hop the Kais behind Kuja there. And I realized, you know what, I haven't actually used his burst finisher. And you may say, Bl'Art, he has like 3% health left. Why you don't need to use the burst finisher here? And I say, damn it, I paid for the burst finisher, I'm going to use the burst finisher. So let's go with maximum overkill. Flare Star, blow him the hell up. There we go. And that's how you do it. That's how you beat a Lich. With the Holy Launch Team, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching through to the end. I will see you in the next video, which is probably going to be another team here, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, adios.